I'm so glad you joined me today because today I want to show you a walkthrough of setting up your Patreon page. So, for those of you that are just joining me, just to give you a little bit of a heads up, I had already started this live stream on my phone, but I wanted to bring it over to my desktop so I could screen share and show folks. So, I'll wait for uh, I'm sorry, bear with me as I send the link over to the folks that were already in the other previous stream. Okay. All right. Nope, they're coming in. I see 3 viewers here now. All right. So while I'm doing that, let me just start off by showing Patreon. Sorry for this awkward little start here, guys. What happened was my mouse was dying, so I had to recharge it. So now we got it open in a separate window. So we're almost cooking with gas now. Thanks for your patience. So here we are over on my Patreon page. So you could get a look at that. Okay, I'm going to kill that other chat. And I'm going to try to grab the chat from this particular video. So if you're not familiar with Patreon, Patreon is a place where your fans and your supporters can join in and become part of your community. And you get a chance to give them behind the scenes things that you don't share with the public. For example, I just recently did a video about the iOS 11 update. And the only folks that saw that were my patrons over on Patreon. And I showed them how to do the screen recording feature. Then here was another time when I gave everyone a heads up about my secret location that I was going to, which was YouTube Creator Day. And, and then you can also have public posts. For example, this one was public, where I introduced the community to the screencasting software called Loom. And a lot of you guys just absolutely love that tutorial. And I've signed up for it. I got so many signups. I'm past the point where I can get referrals from that. Because they have let me clarify. Loom is a free Chrome extension that you can do screen sharing with, but they plan on having some paid features. So they let folks do a referral up to $25. So I've already exceeded that $25. So no more soup for me, but I still want to share that tool with you guys. In fact, the first person that I'm going to send an invite to here is going to be Larry, because see, Larry has already taken action. Nope, that's the wrong link, Larry. So if you get that link, ignore it. That was the wrong link. I told it to Control C, but it didn't. Okay, there you go, Larry. And then also, I want to make sure Terry, I don't know if you planned on coming in, but since you set up your page too, there you go. Let's see if either of those folks want to come in, and then we'll get more stuff on the road and get some more invites out in the next break. How's that? So next thing I need to do is get this live chat for this particular video. So bear with me here on that. There was 22 views on the last one. It says 4 watching now. on this one. So the 4 of you, thank you. And let me see if there's any conversation. Yeah, there is. Beauty Bubbles here. Hi, dear. How are you? Okay. Got the chat popped out on that. All right. Oh, you know what? I got to see if Tish is around. Okay. So let's see. Did Larry or oh, there she is. Tish did make it. Being a bit doing a few honeydews. Okay, and Pam. All right, and Beauty, were you interested in setting up a Patreon? Oh, that's right. You had one, right? Or is it still active? Thank you so much, Beauty. I see you saying a moment to support the work, my work. Appreciate your patronage as well. That's very awesome. Terry gave me a thumbs up. I'm not sure if that means she's coming in or not. Oh, and then I just remembered that I had the volume turned down. So even if she wasn't here, I wouldn't have known. Okay. So let's get the screen share ready. Excuse me for 1 second. Rod, can you turn the air? I'm hot. Okay. So now let's pretend that I was going to add another level because I think this is the place where people get stuck on Patreon is adding levels for patronage. Okay, I had to move windows around, guys. You make as much use of this mouse as I can while it's still working. Absolutely. All right, so make sure I'm logged in. I should be logged in. Yeah, I don't know why it says become a patron there. Okay, so edit my page. In order to change anything on here. All right, wait, before we do that, let's go over what's here. Okay, so my header, that's no big deal. The welcome message. Mine just so happens to be a video along with some text. I've seen other more elaborate welcomes, but since we're here, we're just going to go with what I have here. Then you're going to see you of course you guys won't see how many patrons you might see this. Some creators have hidden this information. They don't want people to see what their monthly income is, and some have not. But then of course you can share my page, and then you can also connect with me YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Okay, so then here is where I say what my goals are. Now the first goal was reached. Okay, and that was about supporting the podcasting meetups. I'm going to have to go in here and change this goal. And one reason why is because the way the meetups go have changed. So I'll put something else on the $50 level. These are my goals, and this tells people when they support me what that support is going towards. Okay, it could be that I say, like I do on this next goal, this will cover the cost of online tools that I use to create our private webinars and coaching sessions for my patrons. I need to change that wording again a little as well. However, I want you to note that I did not let that stop me from setting up my page, because you might, a lot of times you get analysis paralysis and you're just sitting there like, well, I don't know what to say there, so I can't set up my page. Well, it's going to take me a long time to figure out what I want to write there. So no, I just wrote something that made sense at the time. And if I have to change it, which I see now that I need to change those two things, I need to update them, it's okay. All right. Because not filling these sections out will stop you from completing your page. So these sections that I'm overviewing with you have to be filled out. Okay. So get them done. Even if, like I said, it may be something that you're only thinking about today, and tomorrow you're going to change it. Doesn't matter. Fill it in and move on. because you didn't even get to the real sticking point yet, which is these perks. Wait, somebody's typed in here in the chat, so somebody must be in here. Oh, Terry, you are on? I don't see you. Is your camera? Wait, you're muted. Hold up. Did you mean to be muted? Where should you go? Okay, did you, Terry, actually, you're here, but I don't hear you. You're not muted. Are you on desktop? Or on your laptop? So you can get on cam? Yes, I've got background noise. Okay, so you muted your mic, but you also muted your camera too. So if that's how you want to stay, that's fine. You've got background and you just wanted to watch. Okay, you can watch from the peanut gallery. Be closer. Okay, and then you and I have a separate chat that everybody else can't see. Oh, hashtag Ileane, do what I say. Hashtag Ileane Patreon. Thank you, Tish, for your hashtag YouTube Church. But okay. And Andrew, I set up a Patreon account, but have no idea why. Oh, Andrew, people want to give to you. You have that PayPal button, right? And I know for a fact that somebody hit that PayPal button. So if they hit the PayPal button, they may want to do more and do an ongoing support. Okay. All right. Where's everybody else? I'll go join them. Terry, the chat that's on the YouTube side, this chat that you're talking to me in is the chat that's just in the Hangout. And the YouTube chat, and I'll post that link over here for you just in case you got it because you were already over here chatting. All right. And so I'll let others in shortly. I want to just make sure I go through the rest of this, what the Patreon page looks like and what the components are of it. And I saw somebody else flash in here. So, okay. So that was Terry saying she'll go there. All right. You know what? Let me just show the chat. Because, my friends are here. Pam's here. Larry's here. Larry said he's coming in a bit. Yes. And thanks for the shout out. Oh, of course, Andrew. Yeah. Andrew, one thing that you do, we all have something unique, like Tish is a hashtagologist. You got to give it to her. Did you ever meet a hashtagologist before? No. Here comes Tish. Andrew tests, and he will test. He will take something through its paces until he's finally satisfied. Okay, I got to find something else that I need to test, right? So we all have our unique gifts, and we all have our fan base who love what we do and want to support us. So don't have that imposter syndrome, like I'm not good enough. I don't know why anybody would want to do anything for me, because you are giving. You are giving to the community. You're not just testing because you don't have nothing else to do. You want to help people. You want to be able to answer questions when people come to you about, well, what's the latest? How do you use the, I forget what the name of that tool was that you were testing lately, but I know you're on a Chromebook, Andrew. How do I use that Chromebook? And can I do this, that, or the other on that? Well, Andrew's my go-to guy when somebody's got Chromebook questions. Okay, so here we go. And unique gifts, hashtag unique gifts. I'm catching Ileane live. I'm so happy. Oh, thanks, Terry. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's go back over to the Patreon page and look at the components of the page. Okay, just so happens that we're on my page, but the components are still the same. All right, so now over here are the rewards. Okay, because we didn't. I'm sorry. Let's go back. Let's go back to the left-hand side. On the left-hand side, you'll see I went through the goals. I only have 2 here. So now I've already surpassed my first goal. So now, I'm inching up way at my second goal, which is $200 per month. So it's time for me to write up another goal anyway, besides the fact that I need to revamp those. Now, they also offered us to have widgets over here. So these are my featured tags. So whenever I make a post, I can tag that post just like any other blogging or content management system. You add tags, and then those featured tutorials, or in my case, tutorials, or whatever that content is, will show up in these widgets. And I can have even another one here if I wanted to. So that's just a widget area, just like a WordPress or a Blogger blog. Okay, you guys are all familiar with that. All right, now we're ready to go over to the right-hand side, because we know that in the middle is the feed, the stream of everything that I've posted. You know, and I've been doing a lot of patrons only. See, when you see that little lock, that means patrons only. So really quickly, let me show you what it looks like if you're not a patron. So I have to go to an incognito window, and then I'm going to have to screen share that instead of this one. So, and you know, you could go over there yourself, because even though a lot of you that are here today are patrons, there's also a few of you who aren't. Oh, that's not the incognito window. Hold on. Let me get it situated so you see it first. Okay, hold up. Let me stop this screen share. So this is what it's like, a teaser. So this is what it looks like for folks who aren't patrons. It'll say posts for patrons only, unlock it now. And then that person would click on there, and then they would see what they could be, either a $5 a month patron. You really can't be a $1 a month. That's closed off. And then $12 a month or $25 a month patron. What does it say for the $1? Oh, it says this reward is no longer available. And see that little circle is grayed out, because I only allowed, actually it was 5 people, but one of my patrons is now a $1. They started off higher, but anywho, so that's that second column. So now let me go back. Oh, this mouse is hanging in there, huh? So now let's go back and look at the very last column. The one on the right is the one where everybody gets stuck. And I know I got stuck there too. That's why I'm holding you guys' hand through this process, because I know what it's like. Been there, done that. And that's the rewards section. And, you know, it can be so simple, of the rewards that you give, discount coupons for products, Patreon only audio RSS feed. Yeah, so I actually have a Patreon podcast. Of course, I can't promote that to the world, because the only people that can hear that podcast are my patrons. So, for example, let's see if I can find one. I did do one recently. Let's see. Here's one right here. Affiliate marketing news, tips and tools. Matter of fact, that was a really good one, wasn't it, Larry? Oh, I did that on August the 29th. Nobody else got this content. I never, with the audio, you can't really make it public, I don't believe, because the podcast itself is intended to be private for patrons only. Okay, so now we've gone through the columns. Let's see what it's like to actually add one of these rewards. All right, because like I said, I know that's a sticking point, and they've made it so much easier. You guys are lucky. When I went in there to set up that $25 one, I was like, wow, they changed it. Okay, so I got to go to edit. So I'm just going to go in here and pretend I'm going to set up a new tier. I'm going to add a $50 tier. Browse recommended edge. Okay, so let's read it from the beginning, because I always like to skip down. But back up. Rewards are special bonuses that you can give your patrons when they pledge at certain tiers, like early access to content or monthly live streams. And then I can get recommendations. All right, so they gave, this was the $1 recommendation. This was for a $10 recommendation, and this was for $20. These are recommended because other Patreon creators have had success with those specific reward tiers and those specific rewards. Now, they're trying to get away from the word of rewards, but they can't think of perks. Is another thing, that patron perks, but they haven't been able to come up with a better name yet. And it really doesn't matter. It's something that so you can get the point of what's going on, right? So let's go back, because notice I was in the education, but there may be different suggestions in other areas. Now, Bernadette from over on Anchor has also signed up, and I know Bernadette is in the health. I think they have a health category. Let's see. Video and film, music, writing, comics, drawing, painting, animation, podcast, games, photography, comedy, science, education, DIY, crafts and DIY, dance and well, I'm just going to say dance and theater for Bernadette, because, one of the fitness things that she's talking about, jump rope and all that stuff. So let's just use that as an example. So now it recommends something different. Okay. Ileane, is this public? Yes, Tish, this is public. Please, please, please share it. This is public on YouTube. Yes, my dear. Okay. So, hi-fi downloads and wallpapers or something that dance and theater folks. Let's try a different category. These are just suggestions, guys. You don't have to use any of them. I'll just do podcasts, which is probably what I need to change mine to now. Well, education, it doesn't matter. The MP3, all right, become a patron for $1. We're not even going to look at that one. Let's just go to the next one. MP3 downloads and wallpapers. I don't have wallpapers, but get the idea. You can add that one and then customize it. And the name in the credits. So each of the podcasts could have my name in the credits. And plus, you always want to say, plus all previous rewards. So the higher and higher your rewards go up, you want to make sure people know that, yeah, you also get, if you're coming in at the $20 level, you also get everything that the $1 level people got, and the $5 level people, and the $12 whatever. Okay. So this is extremely helpful. And in fact, I forgot to scroll over, because these are even more suggestions. You can have early access to the podcast. In other words, we can have that podcast feed over here in Patreon. So let's just say I did a show every Monday. I can have it released to Patreon folks on Sunday. Okay, if I was that organized. Or in my case, what I've done the last few times was I actually did a video and I uploaded it to YouTube, but nobody else saw it except my patrons. And in fact, the last video, my patrons got early access to, was not even on YouTube. Originally, it was on Wistia, because I didn't even want anybody to accidentally find that one. And then it comes to find out I had a mistake in the video. I had to do it again anyway. So has this been helpful for you guys? Your questions have slowed down. So I'm not sure you guys are feeling it. Am I giving you the information that you want to know about setting up the Patreon page? What's going on? Why y'all getting quiet? All right. So I'm listening and looking at my page. Okay, Tish is fantastic. Listening, helpful, yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's see. All right, this is what we'll do next. Oh, you got barbecue. Okay, good for you, Andrew. All right, this is what we'll do next. We will go over and look at other people's pages, which is something I certainly meant to do prior, because we've got some really amazing folks over there, and how we can find them. Not just the folks that I support, like Tim Schmoyer and Dave Jackson, but there is someone on Patreon who is a coder, and he has coded up something, a bit of stats that are platform wide stats. So this is important, guys. And this is something that you wouldn't even know unless you're already over there. This guy, like I said, he doesn't work for Patreon, and it's not official, but Patreon does support this guy. He has coded up a tool that he calls Graphtreon. And he has set up all kinds of top creators, hot creators, all creators, Patreon stats. So before we do that, let's take a quick look at the Patreon stats. Individual pledges, 2,728,000. Okay. Estimated total monthly payouts, 10. That's million with an M, $10 million is the estimated monthly payouts. Now, right now, what this graph does is not sinking in, so I'm not going to go over that right now. So then out of where are all the pledges? And so this is telling you the breakdown of like, are the top 10 creators are getting, like so many, they have 100,000, 102,000 pledges. He breaks it down on all different kinds of categories. Total Facebook likes. This is the Facebook likes of the creators. He's the ones that have their pages connected here. He's figured out how many likes they have, how many Twitter followers, 400,000 Twitter followers, how many YouTube subscribers, over 3. I'm not, yeah, that does look like that says billion. Because that's a lot of commas there, right? 3,383,737,702. And thanks for that person that just subscribed. You were, and those 2 people, that was 2. Okay. And then what he does for his patrons is he gives them a banner at the bottom of the page. Okay. And you can view everybody that supports him. Now, I follow him. I haven't pledged my support to him yet, but he always gets a big shout out. And I highly recommend that folks think about being a supporter. Okay. So let's just go really quickly over here to the what he calls the hot creators. I don't know his name. It's Graphtreon, but thanks. Right. Mr. Rodney was concerned that I didn't give the person a shout out of his name. I don't know. If I knew his name, I would say it, guys, but and it's probably here somewhere. So we'll, if we run across it, I definitely will give him a shout out. Okay. And, so there, I'll give you guys a link to this Graphtreon. I'll post that over into the chat. And Terry said, "Hey, Mr. Rodney." Right. He's on snooze mode now, Terry. So he's like, Okay. All right. So I showed you Graphtreon. That's important because it's showing you the growth of the platform. It's showing you the creators that are coming over there really making some noise, right? It gets you inspired because you can see that it can be done, but you don't have to have, a huge number of followers. And this is something that I said over my podcast, so I'll just share it with you guys for your benefit. People are setting up these blogs on Medium, right? And I know they're not getting any traffic on their blog. And even if they are getting traffic, it's not adding to their bottom line. Like somebody said, I get more traffic on Medium than I do on my own blog. Yeah, but you're not building your email list. You're not, it's just traffic. It's numbers. people will see you because people are on Medium looking for content. But people on Patreon, they're looking for somebody to support. They're looking for somebody who's really talented, undiscovered talent that they could support. Or maybe they're looking to see if their favorite creator has a Patreon page. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with Medium, but why not just set up your blog and set up your whole page? And when I say set up a blog, Patreon doesn't promote their site as being, yes, you can blog here too. They don't do that. I'm telling you this because they don't want people that come over there just to use it as a blogging platform and not try to get patrons. Because I mean, come on, this is a money-making thing here. I mean, they didn't set it up just because they were tired of the fact that they were making pennies from AdSense. Okay. And so they take a cut out of the money that comes in from your patrons. It's a small cut, but they do take a cut. All right. So, but they're giving you this platform. Now, what I can do now is live stream from YouTube into Patreon. But I know because Patreon has said that they want to build their own live streaming tool. And I'm assuming that with this $60 million that they just got, they may be able to do that, or they may be able to even augment something, you know, from a Facebook Live or from YouTube. Okay. Oh, here comes Larry. Hey. Oh, no sound.
No sound.
Oh, there you go. Got it now.
Okay.
And maybe it was a delay.
No, I thought I was muted and I unmuted myself, but I muted myself.
Okay. So are you getting stuck anywhere on the setting up of your Patreon?
Truthfully, I haven't even looked. I've been so busy with everything else that's going on.
Yeah.
And I said in the video, I by January 1st, 2018, I am totally focused on there, and I want to have stuff already in there. And so I need to get creating content.
Oh, you want to have stuff there for your patrons before.
Right.
Okay. I never thought about doing that.
It's not something you would do. You'd create it as you go along.
Well, in my case,
would they pledge $1? You're not going to give them anything, or?
Well, I gave access to my course, so the course was already out there.
Okay.
Right? So that was
what I'm saying. I need to create a course.
Oh, okay. So you're going to have a course, and then also the Patreon will work together. Those two things work together.
Correct. You won't get the course unless you actually are a Patreon.
Well, in my case, my course was originally, my journey was a little different. Than I wouldn't recommend anybody take this journey now. Just so you guys know, that was my disclaimer before I tell you what I did. Because I was dragging my feet on starting a course, and I had my friend Rob Cobbin saying, come on, Ileane, you need to get a course. And Mark Timberlake, and I joined that. There was a community over Google Plus, online video educators. And so what I did with the course originally on Udemy, which, like I said, I don't recommend people go this route, but it was just my YouTube videos. They were just in a little bit more of a playlist, so to speak. And Udemy requires also that you have some audio content and also some presentations. So I had a presentation to throw in there, and I just converted something to audio, or maybe I made something special audio. I think I did. But what I liked about doing it that way is that Udemy, you have to go through a course review process before your course can even get approved. But my course originally was free. And then after I had the course, I was a Udemy instructor. I got in there with all the Facebook groups they have for Udemy and all that. So there was a little bit of prestige that came along with that, and also getting introduced to all these folks. And then little by little, I replaced the videos with unique content. And then I turned on the monetization for it and started charging for it. And then I realized that I didn't need to be on Udemy or push that course. I should go with, I'm going to lose my Wi-Fi soon driving. Okay, Shirley, catch back, check on the replay. And then went with Teachable. Now everybody's saying go with Thinkific. I don't think it matters. I think you just need to have a course up there. But now, compared to what you're doing, you don't have to go through that Udemy process if you don't want to. That review process to make sure that your course is like really valuable. You could just, I don't know how you're going to do it if you were planning on doing membership plugin or what. Had you thought about that?
With my association, we're planning on having a whole training, a subdomain off of the main website specifically for online learning. So I could have my course in there, or I could have it on my own website, or I could have it on Thinkific. I belong to Thinkific. I'm a free account on Thinkific because I'm up in the air about Thinkific and whether or not I should host it on my own website. So I have to look at the cost analysis on that to see if it's more cost effective to have it on Thinkific versus my own website with, HTTPS, the SSL renewal, the plugin renewals, the hosting renewals, the domain renewals versus having it just on Thinkific.
Yeah. My recommendation so far would be to just go with a course platform. Because as I mentioned earlier, like even Rob Cobbin, and Rob knows how to code. Rob spent so much time, because I was in his courses that he was doing on his website, and that's Rob Cobbin. I'll put that.
Yeah, I know Rob.
Here. Yeah, but for everybody else,
we're not like best buddies.
Everybody else who's listening, RUBCUBBON.
Rob Cobbin.
I didn't put the HTTP. It doesn't matter. And he gave up because it was a nightmare with all the plugins and all the conflicts. And our friend Lisa Irby, same thing. Lisa talked about it for months that she didn't want to use Udemy. She was going to do it, launch her course on her own site. She kept saying and kept saying, and then you didn't hear from her for about a couple months. And then she came back and she said she couldn't do it. It was just too much of a hassle, too much of a problem with plugins. So in her case, she went with Thinkific. And because it's just the ease of setting up the course was just so much nicer. Now, you can, in a way, set up a course through Patreon. It may not be considered as a course, but when you're putting your blog posts there, and I'm calling them blog posts, but they don't call them blog posts, but it's just like a blog post. You can post it there, and it could just be in that same sequence that your course would be in. And
do like a once a week video post, and that's like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4.
Yep. You could do it that way. That's just an option. Then that way you don't have to worry about Thinkific.
Yeah.
If you're going to give them the course anyway. But if you're also going to sell the course separate from Patreon, then that's different.
Yeah. I'm still, I have until January, but so I'm just getting all my thoughts together on all of this, but I haven't even gone into the back end. It went from fill out some basic information to, okay, publish your page. And I'm like, no, wait. There's like a bunch of steps in between that I got to get done. I can't just publish the page and put some goals, pledges, whatever they are on there and say, okay. And I don't have anything in place.
Okay. Well,
like I can give them a download, but that would be very specific to security professionals. So it's not generic enough. I think the content is generic enough, but the title is, specific to security professionals.
So it's kind of about the audience that who you're actually trying to attract to that page.
Right. And I don't know. I mean, the stuff I talk about, I it's general stuff that I talk about, but with a focus on the security professionals, because that's who I relate to. That's my audience. But I am so general in a lot of the things I talk about that I have other people that enjoy what I talk about and use the stuff I talk about on their own business, you know, whether they're security or not.
Okay. Hey, Pam, I sent a link over to you and also Barb. And it's just in case you guys wanted to come in as well. And see if you guys have any more questions about Patreon. And I know Pam had started a page as well. And actually, Pam's page is launched. I don't know if Beauty, are you still here? If you wanted to, I could send that link to you as well. I have to do it on Twitter. So I don't know.
Lawnmower noise?
Huh?
Does that
I don't know.
Beauty 9-year-old?
My curtains are closed, so I can't see if that's a lawnmower or not.
No, I think it's Pam is saying she's got lawnmower noise.
Oh, Pam is saying that. Oh, okay. All right.
But I have a 9-year-old. That's the same thing.
Where is she, by the way?
She's out in the other room.
Oh, okay.
Enjoying. She's got a sprained wrist.
Does she still do karate lessons, even though she's got her belt?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, not karate. It's taekwondo.
Right.
I knew that. I just...
Black belt is now just the first step. Now she's got to get a second degree. Well, it's called a second degree POOM because she's a child. Once she turns a certain age, then it becomes a Dan when she becomes an adult. And so it goes from a POOM to a Dan. And when you get your Dan, so those are the little notches on people's belts that you might see, like it'll have a little bar. Yeah. So those are what they call Dans and POOMs. And so right now she's a first POOM, like first degree, basically black belt.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. All right.
So next choice is second degree.
Okay. All right.
And she's got to volunteer her hours, and she's got to start teaching other people, other kids. So she has more responsibility now.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So let me make sure I got everything that I wanted to go over. What's one of your favorite rewards for my Patreon?
The YouTube audit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Because I did a YouTube audit with you. Yay.
Right. And you said, yeah, there's nothing you should change.
I said, your YouTube is perfect. Oh, let's talk about your YouTube since you're here. And since this is a very timely topic, so you are switching up your everything, your workflow and all of that, right? So tell everybody, because I saw it. But
so it's I've had this DSLR camera for, I don't know, almost 3-4 years now, and it's, you know, it was a kit camera. It was a what do they call it? A T4i Canon. It came with a kit lens, and you know, you take pretty pictures. You know, you get the bokeh effect, like the blurry effect and everything. You can zoom and focus and all that stuff. And it's just been sitting on a shelf, mostly collecting dust. And something struck me that in order to take my business to the next level and my YouTube to the next level, I have to move away from the green screen. And I wanted to get more, not vloggy. And you and I've said to you a long time ago, maybe not a long time ago, a few months ago, I said I wanted to start doing vlogs. And you said, yeah, let me see who's got the best vlog book out there. And you said Amy Schmittauer, right?
Right.
So I don't see myself doing a vlog, but I want to focus on just talking to the camera, which is different than the webcam, because I have a crutch with the webcam, because I have a green screen, and I can also divert my eyes and look at the screen. because that's the focus. You're looking at a screen that we're all enjoying and learning and everything.
Mm-hmm.
With just the camera, you're basically alone. That's the way I put it, right? Just you and the camera, and you're looking at the camera. Okay, now what am I going to say? So it really focuses me on what I need to say and communicate effectively, which is what I need, because in order to make those courses, I need to I want to use the souped up camera versus the webcam. And so that's what struck me with all of this process. Okay, I'm going to start a Patreon page. Am I just going to use a webcam, or should I switch to a DSLR? How would that go? How does it work? So that video I put up yesterday was just, I initially said, I don't want this to go live, because initially I was just talking. I was just talking to myself like I usually would do. As Andrew can attest to, because he does the same thing. Okay, this goes here, this works, this doesn't. And I said, you know what, let me just put it up and see what happens. So it's a work in progress, for sure. I mean, I think I need to move back a little bit, and so I'm not like right up in people's faces with my gigantic head. But I can see myself doing that. So when I'm talking about something on the screen, I will introduce myself. So it's going to be a lot more editing too. I will introduce myself on the souped up camera, and then we'll go over to the screen where I need to talk about something. In some cases, it'll just be me talking on the screen, talking onto the camera, like you're doing now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, at least I had the screen share.
Right. So to divert people's attention and everything, but you know, and you have a webcam and you're sitting comfortably, and you know, and the other thing I want to do is stand up. I'm just sick of sitting here, and you know, it's very uncomfortable when I'm trying to record a video on a stool. Because I don't sit in this comfy chair. I sit on a stool, so I don't have the back of the chair showing in the video, because it's very hard to get rid of when you're green screening.
Okay, because we were talking to Robert Lewis the other day, Pam and I, and he said a stand-up desk is something really. He loves his stand-up desk.
Yeah, they're very expensive.
Well, yeah, I guess it all depends upon, you know, where you can, what kind of deals you can get. I don't know. When you say expensive, I don't know what that means.
$1,000 for me, anyway. That's what I've seen. The nice ones that a lot of people have.
Oh, okay. What about
$1,000.
having a little thing that sits on your desk that does the same thing?
Yeah, there are some of they're
whole
metal, and I'd have to get the height and width and everything, and then they're clunky, right? So you'd have to remove it, I think, in order to sit back down versus standing. And some of the ones don't go up high enough.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of them that just go, you know, down to like stomach level when you're standing, so you're looking down at the camera. So
yeah, because some of my coworkers have them now, and they just bring, there's like a stand, and it's collapsible, and that just sits on their desk. And I hear that we're all getting them, so I'm like, well, I'll just wait till everybody else get one. But if all I had to do is just tell them, you know, yeah, bring me up one, and you know, it doesn't mean I have to stand there all day every day.
right.
So I may do it just to get myself, you know, get to the hang of it, so that
Right.
the first day I'm just not sitting there complaining. Let me get all my complaining out before everybody else.
So do you still recommend? So I have the Smart Lav. That's what was in the video, and you could still hear background noises because it's not a condenser. It's not a
Dynamic.
cardioid. It's not a dynamic.
Not a dynamic.
It's a condenser.
They're both cardioids. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you know of any other labs that kind of cut out the background noise?
Oh, they're expensive. Rode has them, but you know, but actually they're wireless.
Oh, the wireless ones.
Yeah, but they're like $300 to $500. Yeah. I don't know that it's that worth it.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's something to think about. You know, it's something to put up on your Patreon that this is one of the goals that you have. You want to get that mic.
Yeah. Yeah. I subscribe to the Patreon success something. I'll have to look it up on my email, but they sent me something that I should subscribe.
It's from Patreon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like an email series that they're sending out to folks?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe they're just doing that with new folks that sign up, because I never got notification that existed. Because I'm on their regular mailing list and I never saw that. So that's cool. Because
recommendations, it says what you will learn, read the guide, most lucrative rewards on Patreon.
Yeah, let's go to that guide, as a matter of fact, because they updated it. Well, let me see. I have a link to it. Oh, learn.patreon.com. I got a lot of tabs open, so bear with me. Let me start closing some stuff.
It seems that they thought about a lot of things that people would be getting stuck on. So what category did you put yourself in? Education,
but I labored over that. Somebody told me I should use that, and so I was like, all right, because none of them, if you ask me.
Because that's the one I chose.
Done whatever Tim Schmoyer does.
Yeah.
That's probably what I did, because originally I was thinking that I would do film and video, because I was like, well, but that's not what they mean by that. They mean people who are producing films. Or here's that page that I was talking about, which is the creator's guide. Yeah, see, it wasn't even a page before, it was a PDF form. So they have done a lot with this. So what is this Patreon thing all about anyway? That is so funny. Maybe it was subliminal, but that's what I call my podcast segment on Anchor. So what is this Patreon thing anyway, right? I know Terry saw it. But I didn't know that. I don't know. Maybe I was on this page and I saw that. Learn tips and tricks for crafting the perfect Patreon page. So let's just go into that one. And I don't even know if this is 100% up to date, because I know they just made a lot of changes. And, you know, it's hard even for these. That's why they don't have a video. That's why things are in text, because they know they keep changing and updating the platform. So anyway, it gives you a walkthrough, which is, you know, I'd rather have a video, which is why I always try to provide you guys with videos, because this to me is like too long. Don't read. I'm not reading all that. Give me a video and show me how to do it. What do I click?
Yeah.
What don't I click? What do I not have to read? That's what I want to go with.
Sounds like a course you should create.
Okay, Beauty Bubbles coming in. Get 4 concrete blocks and just sit a regular desk on top of them. Very cost effective. Thanks, Andrew. That's instead of a stand-up desk. Okay, just
and you get to work out at the same time.
Yes. Oh God. Yeah. Andrew, I think you like concrete. You got a thing for concrete. I do. That's one of the things we have lots of standards on at work. Concrete, one of my favorite topics to promote.
Really?
The concrete committee. Yes. Cement and concrete is one of the first things I learned when I went to that job. There's a difference between cement and concrete. I never knew when I was young, because I came there when I was 23. And so
I thought you were 23 now.
Yes. So by the time I was 25, somewhere around there, is when I learned that there's a difference between cement and concrete. And I was like, oh, I thought they were the same thing. So we say we playing on the concrete. We playing on the cement. You don't want to play on cement. You better play. You can't jump rope on the cement. That's not good. That's going to be painful.
So do you have something on wood chips?
Yeah, we have a committee on wood. Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's what's in playgrounds now.
Oh, well, we have a whole committee on playground safety standards. I mean, well, which committee is that? Because we have two. We have a sports equipment committee, and I believe that's where the playground safety standards are, all about that. Playground surfaces is the name of the subcommittee that, you know, hopefully people follow those standards. They don't always, but it's in the mix. Okay, and hashtag Ileane awesome videos. Thanks, Tish.
So did I miss you setting up a page?
We can go into that real quick. What I did was, no, I didn't start from scratch. I just went into the rewards. I did not actually pretend like I was setting up a page, even though I think at one point I said that I was going to do that. But it's basically just kind of like setting up a blog. You know, upload a header, upload a profile image, type in your thing. So let's see if I can. Let me go to no, I don't want to go to an incognito one. Let me see. How do I want to do this? See, I don't want to go and make a URL and all that stuff, because you have to pick all that and then not even use it. I wish I had like a case that I could use, like somebody, a test case, a crash test dummy is what I'm trying to say. Well, I could set up a page for somebody.
Well,
I hate to set up a page and then not use it. And it's because I don't think you can delete it once you get in there and get started with it. I don't think you can just say, oh, never mind, let me just delete this. I don't think I'm not sure. So yes, Terry, you want to know the difference between concrete versus cement? Well, concrete is the stuff that you walk on, right? And cement is the mixture that makes up, and you actually have to mix aggregates with cement. So when you're in Home Depot, the bags, that's bags of cement. And you have to mix that with something called aggregate and water to make concrete.
Post and goals. I'm looking at my page.
You want to show? You want to screen share?
Well, there's nothing really to it.
Well, that's what stage a lot of folks are at. They need to see that stage, because my stage is already, you know, it may be helpful for other people, Larry.
Okay, let me just take it out into another browser window. Screen share application window. That one.
Terry said, learn with Miss Ileane. Yes, you got to spell it right, though. MS, period. Ileane. Thank you, Terry.
I am screen sharing.
All right, here we go. All right, so go into the edit. This is the front end of it, but let's just go like if
Where's edit?
It says finish page. So you're okay. In your case,
I don't want to finish the page.
Okay, wait. All right, so
I have add goals and add rewards,
goals, right?
And add campaign summary.
So, and okay, so yeah, just like I said, it's basically you didn't upload a header yet, though, right?
No,
so
I don't even have one yet. I don't even know what size it's supposed to be.
So, okay, go into edit your page. Now you see the edit. There you go. That's where it was. It was up at the top.
Oh, it was up at the top. Okay.
Okay, so let's scroll down. Scroll down some. Cover image. There you go. It says
1600 by 400. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not 100% sure that's because a couple of times I had to upload it more than once because it was not lining up correctly. And that was 2 years ago, though. They probably got it all fixed now.
Use my YouTube header? That's a good idea.
In fact, that's what I did originally, even though the YouTube one is way bigger than this dimensions wise, and things will get cut off. Yeah, but at least it's an image up there.
Right. Okay.
You know, because you may not, or even a Facebook page header, because I can't remember what the dimensions. Oh, so many dimensions for us to remember, guys. And I don't know why they decided to make it that dimension, but then again, Facebook makes weird decisions too about their dimensions as well. So I'm not complaining.
Which sounds more correct? Oh, are creating is creating. I just threw something in there.
I wish they would not put that is creating there.
Well, I guess if you're a group, then you would be are creating. So I guess they have that choice there for you.
Oh, you do see a choice? Wait a second.
Yeah, it says is or are.
Is or are. Okay. Right.
So then it has, like, it says preview and launch. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing preview and launch. I got to do about and rewards and goals and thanks and payments.
Yeah.
So it's going to take me a little bit of time.
I got to tell you, and I probably need to work on mine too. The thank you video. When I first signed up for Tim Schmoyer, his thank you video was so animated. So I literally almost thought he walked in the room. He was like, oh, thank you so much for signing up. And I was like, oh. And I was like, oh, no, that's the thank you video everybody gets. But it really, he was really good. He got me. It almost felt like that was just for me. And now he's got, I think, 1,000 patrons. So we all thought it's just for you. Let me see.
Well, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I know, but he just does a way better job than most folks do. That's all I'm saying. Oh wow! So when I'm on this page, I can't even see how many patrons he has. Wait, no, I'm not on. Oh yeah, he's only got 236 patrons, but I'm going to screen share, but he's making over 1,000. I mean, he's getting over 1,000. He's got 236 patrons, and I mentioned even on the video when I went through the mobile app. Oh yeah, the mobile app. Maybe I'll show that real quick before I get off. Let's see what I do with my phone. Get that all set up for you guys. So I did this on Facebook the other day, but since we're here. The mobile app experience, of course, is a little different. And you guys got to see that. Now, I took a screenshot and now I can't get it to go away. So iOS 11 is not all it's cracked up to be. Okay. It wanted me to save it, which is really kind of dumb. Of course, I want to save it. Okay. I got screen share up. All right. Now, let me open up Patreon really quickly. It takes forever to load. But I want you guys to see this anyway. This is one of the things that patrons, this is how you entice someone to upgrade. Because I'm a $10 patron of Tim Schmoyer, okay? Mm-hmm. But if you're a $20 patron, you get to see his interview with how to turn Patreon into a source of income. Someone from Patreon. Okay, that's why this guy doesn't look familiar, because he's a dude that works at Patreon. And because Tim did a poll, he asked folks what did they want to learn more about. And so one of the answers was, and the most popular topics, your suggestion was how to introduce your audience to Patreon and make it a source of income. So for $25 patrons, you get to see this on Tuesday from 12 to 1. So I thought that is a really juicy offer, which is so very targeted to his audience, because he knows that, folks that are in that $25 group are folks that already have Patreon pages or thinking about them, right? Because most of his audience is YouTube creators, okay? So I'm now on the Discover tab. And Pam asked this question earlier, so I want to go over something real quick now. If you want to just follow someone, just to see their public posts. Oh, I tapped on the wrong thing. So if I wanted to, if I was into illustrations and comics and I wanted to follow Kushnavov Ilya, I could follow her. She's already up to 3,400 a week. So she's got 1,100 patrons, or 1,200 almost. So the next person I wanted to show you real quick, because techie folks will be interested in this guy here, Philip Defranco. They say he blew all kinds of records when he first came on because he got so many thousands of patrons like in the first day or something. So now he's up to 15,000. It looks like he might be hiding how much he makes a month, I think. Yeah.
So I noticed on Tim, he said my Patreon partner manager. Do you get one of those?
No, I don't know how much you have to, how many patrons you have to have in order to get a partner manager. I guess I would have to be in that $25 patron level in order to find out. That's the first time I ever heard him say that about Patreon manager. I'm not saying he didn't say it before. This is the first time I ever heard him say it. Oh, there's a lot of chat going on over here. So let's see what's going on over here in the chat room. You can, I use my YouTube header. You can change it later. Yes, for a group. Okay. Yeah. Terry was saying you can use the same image used for groups. And Pam is saying she's going to try that. If Tim could bottle his energy and sell it, he could retire in a week or so. Yeah, no. Use Canva to create the custom banner. First ISO 11 complaint. Yeah. Well, it was weird. And Tish said echo. I don't know why you hear echo, Tish. I didn't never hear.
Because when I talked, it came out on your speakers and then it came back into your mic.
Wow. You heard it?
Yeah.
Okay. Pam saying she had difficulty finding persons on her desktop. Okay. So that's why I told you to go over to the app. So now let's go back to the desktop. As soon as I figure out what window it's in. Okay, there it is. I got a bunch of different tabs and windows open. So let's go over here. So let's go back to Patreon home. So if you're on the Patreon homepage, how would you find, right here, it says find creators you love. Okay, so you can find, and they make suggestions for, I don't know what he's basing these suggestions on, because right off the bat, I can tell none of these people interest me. I didn't even read anything. I'm just looking at their profile image. I'm like, nope. I'm not saying they did anything wrong, guys. I'm just saying. Okay, so now what you can do, I'm glad you brought this up again, Pam, is connect your Twitter, your Facebook, and your YouTube, and they will go through and find people that you're connected to on those Twitter and YouTube. And then, so everybody that you're connected to on those social networks, they will bring up here, even folks that you're already either following or a patron of. Now, for me, it's not that many people. So it may be, you know, since you guys may have less folks that you're following on Twitter or whatever, it may be even less on this page as well. So let's see how else we can find people. All right. Basically, you can search. Honestly, I would go to that Graphtreon site. And I would look for creators there. I would look for either through the hot creators or I would look through all creators. You can look through all creators and see who's got the most patrons. So this is sorted by who's got the most patrons. So if you just want, like, if I wanted to just give you guys an example, like these folks have decided to hide how much they're bringing in each month. That's why they're blank there, but you can still see the number of patrons. I don't think you can hide that. Okay. And when you see this NSFW, not safe for work. So we're definitely not going to click on any of those. And for some reason, a lot of folks want to hide how much. Because the number of patrons does not equate to money. See, like this person is 30,000 a month, which is almost double what this person who has more patrons. Okay. And this is a not safe for work. Both of them are not safe for work, folks. Okay. So there's that. This person has even less and they're doing 30,000. So it just depends upon how many patrons and what your levels are.
Did that say 30,000 per video? What does that mean?
Oh, you don't have to set your rewards per month. You can set them per thing. So if you're making videos, it could be per video, or if you're making podcasts, it could be per podcast. And as a supporter, you can restrict how many things you get charged for in a month. Because actually Tim's is that way. Tim's is per video training, for per private patron, because he posts all his videos over there. Okay. And if let's just say he does 3 trainings in a month, which he doesn't, but let's just say he did. I could say, okay, I'm at the $10 level, but I'm only going to give him $10 a month. I don't care how many things he puts out. You got it? Does that make sense? You're on mute again.
Yes.
Okay. Just wanted you to know that you're on mute.
Beauty Bubble saying that she's happy to come in.
Okay.
If you want to send her a link.
It's on Twitter. It's the same link. It allows creators to push in at any time frame. Did you check your Twitter DM, Beauty? That's the link. I don't know where else you want me to send it besides Twitter. Okay. So that's Pam. Is that helpful to you about finding persons on your desktop?
So what goals changes are you going to have? What you going to have different levels of monitoring?
Unfortunately, I haven't figured that out yet. I haven't figured that. I mean, it's okay the way it is up there now. I don't know if people are actually even reading those anyway. So
just me.
Huh?
Just me.
Well, just everybody here, because I went through all of them for everybody's watching this video. Saw them, but I mean, I don't think that people are using that as a determining factor, which could be a bad thing. Oh, I want to show you guys the welcome page because Daryl.
Oh, Pam wants to come in now too.
Okay, Pam, I already sent Pam the link. I don't know why y'all want me to send it to y'all 2 and 3 times. Check.
Actually, I think she was just asking for permission to come in.
Yes, honey. Once I send you that link, I'm not going to revoke the permission. I wouldn't do that. I want to show you what some people are doing to style their.
Actually, I think she was just asking for permission to come in.
Oh. Yes, honey, but you have to mute your tabs, Pam.
Good afternoon.
Mute your tabs. Mute your tabs.
I want to show you what
some people are doing to style their. I'm about to mute her.
I did it.
Yeah. So what questions do you have, Pam, before I go any further?
The last.
Oh, your audio went out.
Oops, and I didn't touch it.
Okay.
The last screen share you showed.
Yes.
Everybody's Patreon. How did you get there?
The link that I posted over in the chat earlier, but I'll post it.
Oh no! Is it the root? Is it
Graphtreon? Graphtreon, which
that's where you went.
Patreon.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought is that within Patreon?
No, it's okay. Let me explain it again because you probably didn't catch it.
The lawnmower, remember?
Okay, it was way before that, but anyway, there is a guy who is a coder, and he's not official of Patreon. He actually is somebody who just does coding, but Patreon supports this guy. They're patrons of him. And he's used the Patreon API to make all these charts. But he does not work for Patreon, and he's not part of Patreon. Okay, so he's not official. However, Patreon supports him. The folks at Patreon are actually some of his patrons.
Wow.
Okay.
That's wonderful. Mm-hmm.
So he's endorsed, but it's not official.
Okay. It's taking some getting used to because the interface has changed since I was active.
Yeah, yeah. They keep constantly updating, but it's very intuitive from like what it was before. It's very intuitive, I think.
The social connects is new to me. I just did it today.
Okay. Yes. Yep.
So that could be interesting.
Yeah. You know, and they used to have the hang time where every month they would come on and all, but they stopped.
Yes.
They stopped.
They stopped it.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they might start it back up again now that they have this funding and they're going to be hiring people because they just didn't have time.
I like the new dashboard though.
Oh yeah, the dashboard is like 1,000 times better. Everything that people were asking for in those hang times, that's probably why they stopped them. Because at some point during the hang time, after they would tell you about all the new features, then because they use Crowdcast, so they would go into Crowdcast and see all the voted up questions that people had left. And so then they would address all those things. So that was giving them too much to do. You know what I mean? Because they was like certain things was like, for example, I'll tell you something that's changed that I'm so glad that they fixed is when you make a post, previously you could only add one image. They changed that. They changed that like in the night. They didn't even make a big announcement, but it was very annoying before. If you only want, you know, like if you wanted to do screenshots like I did with the post where I just showed the iOS 11 update, I had, you know, screenshots from my phone in there, and I needed to have more than one because the screen wasn't long enough to show all the options. So
I heard you say it's a blogging site too now. So does that?
No. I didn't say that. I said they're not calling it a blogging site.
Yeah,
but it is. You can use it as a blog instead of blogging on Medium. Why waste your time? Now, if you got an audience on Medium, fine. I'm not talking about that. I'm really addressing a lot of folks that I've been meeting on Anchor, and I know that I go to their Medium blogs and they're writing good stuff. They have good content. They offer value. They got crickets. Normally, I'm the first person to come and give them applause because on Medium, you can give applause now. I'm the first person to leave a comment, or I'm the first person to give them applause. And they've been blogging on Medium for a few months. Let's say 3-4 months. So they're getting crickets, basically. Mm-hmm. So why even waste your time on Medium? If you're somebody who's talented, who has something to offer, you're trying to build an audience, you might as well build it over there because you can follow somebody on Patreon and get the same impact. And you have that potential for people to support you.
Right.
Well, waste your time.
I've only had 2 Patreons.
Hey, Sophia.
Hi.
But no, 2 is not only. 2 is great.
I mean, 2 is great. Yes, 2 is great. But I've been on here since 2015. And I guess I haven't been promoting it.
I had one for over a year. I had one patron. And guess what? I was also his patron. So we were just, neither one of us, well, I was supporting him a little bit more money than he was supporting me. So he probably saw like $1 a month or something, you know. Yeah. She wants to hear. Let her hear. Hi, Sophia.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
All right. I heard about your taekwondo. What happened?
What? Wow.
Breaking boards, huh?
No.
You gotta watch that. You gotta watch that movie with Bruce Lee where he says, "Boards don't hit back." All right.
It's not fun.
Boy, her hair is long.
Yes, it is.
Oh, she looked just like that. That's little Larry. Do they call you little Larry in the family?
No.
Oh, okay.
I look more like my mom.
You do? Oh, okay. Well, you're probably like my daughter. Like when she's standing next to her dad, she looks like him. When she's standing next to me, she looks like me. So you're standing next to your dad right now. You look just like him. Am I wrong, Pam?
No, you're not.
Okay, we already got a hashtag going for you. Hashtag little Larry. Terry, back on the question about Medium, Terry Johnson says, I want to see them deposit hand claps in their bank account. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
All right, well, take care of your hand, sweetie.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Here you go.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. We're gonna have to list Sophia in the credits.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, just a side note, Larry, both opt-ins are working.
Wait, your sound is going in and out. Say that again.
Both opt-ins are working perfectly.
Oh.
Thank you.
MailChimp.
Yeah, Bill and opt-in forms.
Yes. So speaking of that, Larry, I would love for you to call into my anchor station and just say, that
Willing to help? Yeah.
is the person needing on WordPress or not? And then maybe you could help or whatever. And
Yeah.
I don't know if they're really serious about it.
Well, Pam can walk them through it too now.
Who?
Pam.
Oh, yeah. Pam's got herself together now with the opt-in. She got a couple subscribers coming in.
Oh, yeah. I think we're up to 12 this morning. They're about
12 just this morning. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's like one a day since then.
Okay. So your next challenge is to set up autoresponders.
Of course.
Yes. So that you can get emails from you on a scheduled time frame. Once they get your download, then maybe a day later, 2 days later, you can set up a autoresponder to get sent out to them that says, I hope you're enjoying this. Do you have any questions? Email me. You can find me on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and all that good stuff.
I certainly will add it to my homework list.
Yes. I'm sure it's quite lengthy, though. I'm sure it's quite lengthy.
Oh, yes, it is. But I'm not complaining. I've got a handy dandy notebook like Miss Ileane.
Mine says YouTube, wherever it is. Oh, yeah, put it on the
Mine. Here.
All right.
Oh, so we all have one.
That's right. Ideas book. So Terry, did you have any specific questions about setting up your page? Of anything that I did not cover? Miss Terry Johnson online.
Is Terry's page up already? So I haven't followed her yet.
No, she just signed up the other day. I don't think it's her page. I don't believe it's published. She just did it like yesterday or today. I'm not sure. One of the two. No, but she loves the walkthrough. Okay, so she hasn't finished it. Okay, so yeah,
it takes time. It takes time.
You might
unless you have all the pieces together. Unless you have what you're going to say, your summary, what your goals and pledges and all that stuff is going to be, then yeah, you can go to town and publish it.
Yeah, just procrastinating. I know. I did it.
I'm not procrastinating.
I'm not saying you.
Oh.
I know people procrastinate. All right, let's see if I can show you because I like the way Daryl set his up.
There leaves Vid Summit.
Buddy. And
Vid Summit.
I want to show you guys his page because the welcome. And now this is kind of I don't want this to be intimidating to you guys because Daryl, you know, he probably has somebody working for him doing this, right? So of course he's got the video up at the top. But then, and I don't know if this was like a piece of art that Patreon had, but notice that's the old logo. So he probably needs to update this, but he just put this up there like 2 weeks before they changed the logo. So see, these things look like stuff that's coming from Patreon because it says why I'm using Patreon. And I saw somebody else with the same 2 pieces of art. So, and then, you know, here you go. Helping more creators succeed, produce better content, better overall quality of the stuff I produce. Now, and then who is Daryl Eves? Okay. Now, my case, this is too much stuff to read. I know for a fact that I'm not going to read all of this on anybody's page. But there may be somebody who's on the fence that is like, really trying to, like, I don't know if I want to, let me see what this person does. And some people are just readers. They just like to read. So it's good to have that information there for them because they may need it in order to make that decision. If they're, you know, they may be familiar with you, but they don't know what you're doing on Patreon. And they're thinking, why don't I just get the free stuff? You know how people are. Everybody wants the free stuff.
When did Daryl start his page?
Recently, not that long ago. You know, I don't know what date it was. I don't know if you can tell on here what date. Let me see if I can look and figure out.
Because I would have expected him to have more patrons.
He doesn't. I think he only heard him promote it on his video one time.
Oh.
Yep. You know, I think he
That's
put
the other whole piece of this, isn't it?
Oh, when
Just to
YouTube had
market
the
it. The whole other piece of this is to do the marketing of all of your patron page and all that.
Oh yeah, you got to tell people you have it. But I mean, the thing about it is on YouTube, first of all, you got the cards. And second of all, you have to do like something that I'm doing. I'm telling people not only that I have it, but also come and get you some. And I'll show you how to do it. So, you know, that's because that's what I do. But I mean, I know everybody doesn't do that. Like, okay, so I gave the example on my podcast the other day when I was talking about the guy from Daily Tech Headlines. Okay, because Daily Tech Headlines, how can I describe him? DTH. Oh, no, that's not how it is, how it's spelled. Let me just search for it. There it is. Oh, Daily Tech News Show? Okay, I didn't know his was different. Okay, so see, he's got a lot of patrons. You know, and was with Leo Laporte. And anybody who doesn't know who Leo Laporte is, he's one of the what you might call the godfathers of podcasting, and he runs the Twit network. And he left Twit. I don't know why he left Twit. I know there's some controversy surrounding it, but I don't know what it is, so I'm not spreading rumors. But I do know that he does a podcast on Anchor. But he also does another podcast, I'm going to assume. All right, so let's see what his introduction page looks like. Short and sweet. Nothing like what Daryl's was. But look, what he's got 20,000 a month.
That's
Hello?
Crazy. That's crazy money.
Yeah, a month. You know, some folks in your family don't make that in a year. Mm. Somebody in all our families that don't make that a year.
That's a good incentive right there to get it done.
Yeah, that's why I'm showing you guys that, because I don't want you just looking at mine, because it's like, well, look, Ileane, you ain't making that much noise over there, but I am, and you got to start somewhere. I don't feel like Pam said, I only got 2 patrons. No, 2 patrons is a lot.
Two is better than 0.
That's 2 more than what
I
Larry
got
got.
distracted a minute ago.
Yes,
I
two
get
more
it.
than what I have.
That's 200% more than what Larry had.
Oh no, don't go throwing stats around now.
I love my 2 patrons.
That's right.
And they are very active on my page.
And you got to start
I
somewhere.
appreciate that.
It's all
Mhm.
about building, you know, and you have to promote it. You know, you have to promote it. So you may want to give more perks. You may look at your thing like, I need to do that probably in the next few days, is look at my thing and say, maybe I need to offer more stuff.
Yeah.
You froze. I think you froze, Pam. Froze for me. You're in that same spot for the last. There you go. Oh, you're back now.
She was intensely listening and watching.
No, I'm going to tell you
writing
what
things
happened.
down.
I just got a strike from YouTube for my video last night. And it thinks that I'm in violation of some community guidelines. But there's nothing there that I can see.
What, your live show?
Yeah, she was on live last night, but you were talking about YouTube.
Yeah.
Let me just go over to the comments real quick. You said something about YouTube, I guess. That it could be because I got like halfway through. I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing. So Terry's saying yes. The goals and rewards, and Tish said hashtag Ileane unique, and Terry's gonna finish hers up today, and she's saying, and Andrew's saying, I'm turning procrastination into an Olympic sport. I just don't want you to win the gold medal, Andrew. And Andrew says, put your Patreon link on your YouTube channel art. Ding, 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 ding. That's a great suggestion, Andrew.
Now, that's the question I have. Is it my understanding that there's some way for you could connect Patreon, or is it just linking it through the cards and everything like that?
On your channel banner, you can add that link.
Right. It's just like you can add any link, but I thought there was some other integration in there other than like cards and not end screens, but cards. Yeah.
I mean, you know, I think that's tremendous. The fact that you can link out in a card, and honestly, the guy who works for TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy has a podcast. Let me back up. TubeBuddy has a podcast, and the guy who is the podcaster, his name is Dusty. And I know, Pam, you had mentioned to me that you follow him, his channel, Tech Guru something. It's his YouTube channel. And, you know, when TubeBuddy has their live streams, he's one of the guys that comes on, does the live stream. So he interviewed Roberto on the latest episode. And so they were talking about YouTube and Patreon and how you can link out to, maybe that was another conversation. No, I take it back. Take all that other stuff, even though everything I just said was a good thing, good resource. It was Steve Dotto yesterday on the social media marketing show. When he was on there, he was talking about the Patreon integration and how you can link out on the card to crowdfunding. And, you know, YouTube is getting ready to release this. Well, they released it for the gaming folks that people can get $4.99 a month from their supporters on YouTube Gaming. But they rolled it out to a couple of regular creators as well. And so anyway, that's how the conversation of Patreon versus YouTube came up. And Steve Dotto said, you know, you never know. YouTube could take that away. They could take away the ability to link to Patreon on cards, although we have it now. But I didn't even see that coming. And I mean, that was just his opinion, you know. I don't see that, but it's possible. When he said it, I said, well, you know, hey, they can change whatever they want to change. It's their platform. right? So let's see what else. Okay. Oh yeah, Andrew said he loves Dusty. Okay, good. So yeah, TubeBuddy. You guys know about TubeBuddy for YouTubers, and I don't know if Dusty has a Patreon page. I'm going to say he doesn't, only because maybe in that interview with Roberto, he didn't mention having one. So I'm just looking up Dusty now. I'm going to look up Tech Guru. Dusty Porter. Yeah, he does have a page. He doesn't promote it. I get, yeah, he just has his page set up. So good example. Show you guys somebody who's got their page set up, even though they're not promoting it. Because I follow his YouTube channel. He's on the TubeBuddy podcast, and he doesn't have any, patrons yet because he's not promoting it. But he does have his page set up, so it's there. So if anybody wanted to just support him, like somebody here or somebody listening to or watching this video might say, you know what, I really do like Dusty. I should go over there and be a $1 patron or a $5 patron. That would surprise the heck out of him because he's not even promoting it, not on the Patreon. I mean, the TubeBuddy podcast. Maybe he does on his YouTube videos. I don't know. Matter of fact, let's go over to his YouTube channel and see. Real quick. Because he does have some great tutorials. I found his channel a long time ago. Doesn't look like that. Nope. See, he's not even supporting. He's not promoting it on his channel. So maybe he's still in that mode of, I don't have my page up ready, and but it's all up and running. So don't procrastinate, guys. This guy could be doing very good on Patreon, but he hasn't. He's almost there. He's got it all set up, but he's not promoting it. So you got to promote. You got to tell people. So if you don't tell people, nobody will ever know you even have that option available. Because a lot of times people don't click on YouTube cards. Even when you talk about Patreon, they'll be like, well, what's that? So with that, let's see if there's any more questions before we commence this live stream. Can't believe I did 2 today because one was via mobile. Did you know that, Pam?
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's right. You were there too. Oh, so yeah, I'm going to charge my
4 hours and 2 shows.
I'm going to finish charging my mouse when we get off of here. Let's see how much is left now. Oh, I went to Chrome preferences. I didn't mean to do that.
What happened to Beauty? Did she not get in?
She said she had to go do something. It was 26%. Oh, okay, that's not bad considering didn't have anything before. Okay,
I was looking forward to seeing her.
Oh, say it again. Oh,
looking
yeah,
forward
coming
to
in. Yeah, no, she excused herself or she had something else to do. She said she'll catch the replay. Love everyone. The spinner is going fidgety, so she must have had. I think she might have had problems getting in here. So sorry. Oh, and Tish was asking to mute for you to mute, but I guess is it okay now, Tish? Evidently. Oh, that was back when you first came on. You had 2 tabs open.
Yeah.
You always do that.
I don't know. I don't know. I just somehow forget sometimes.
So you guys aren't getting any of that weather this week. Oh no,
No, it went away. Thank goodness.
We're not allowed to talk about that anyway. Did you talk about that on your live stream?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say that's another thing. Those are some of the list of things. YouTube has updated its list of the topics that are not able to be monetized, but yours is already not monetized. So what exactly was that strike that you got? What did it say?
They said they give me 7 days to watch the video, but I got to look at it. So I don't know.
Let's see what Gabriel said. So actually, what's Patreon? Arrived later at this live stream, and I'm not sure what you're talking about. Okay, Gabriel, yeah, you need to watch the replay, but really quickly, Patreon is a membership site where people can support you if they appreciate and value the content that you create. Be that a podcast, a videos, or it could be creative art or sculpting or anything. And people want to support you. And so Patreon makes it easy for you to set up a membership site so that you can get recurring monthly income or income per creation. That's the Reader's Digest version. For the full version, watch from the beginning of the video. Okay. So actually, there was 3 live streams because there was one where I didn't rotate the phone in enough time. Oh, Pam, this is what I wanted to show you. Remember the other day?
Oh, yeah.
Popping out, and I said, these little love handles that I got at Social Media Marketing World. I love this thing because when I'm walking around, I don't have to, I can just hold it just like that. And even when I'm doing my Instagrams,
yeah,
hold it like that. And
really
so
cool.
it sometimes makes it pop out of the tripod, which it did twice the other day, but it was only person was on there was me and Pam. I see. Thanks. Where's the link to the info? Here's the link to the info right here. And it's patreon.com/Ileane. And that will take you to my page so you can see what it looks like. And then you can just, see the kind of content that I'm putting out over there. You get some teasers. Yep. Okay. Terry. This message is held for review. Oh, wow. Sure. Okay. This is interesting. Oh, I want you guys to see. Terry, your message is being held, but I want you guys to see these new things that they have on YouTube that you can hold a comment in moderation. And the reason why it's being held in moderation is because Terry wrote the word subscribe in there. And they know that that's what people, because people put in, subscribe to my channel. No, sub for sub and all that stuff. And so that's why it's held for review. And I said to subscribe, right? Just the word subscribe got your comment held for moderation. But I'm going to show.
Is it the spoken word subscribe to?
No. There, you missed it earlier. There was well, actually,
no, I'm just saying spoken word in the video. As per my video, I did say, please subscribe to my channel.
No.
Could that possibly?
No. This is a new feature that YouTube just rolled out for people, especially when they're live streaming, to have the sensitive or potentially sensitive comments in the live stream held for moderation. And it asked me, because remember I started this thing 3 times. Every time it asked me, do you want to turn this feature on? And I kept saying no. And then this last time I said yes by mistake. And so I turned it on. And so you got the typo. iPhone is making your subscribe be subscribe. See, that's why I didn't get held for moderation, because you didn't really type in subscribe. Whew. Okay. And, it's almost dinner time. Actually, it's probably past dinner time for me. And it's been lovely chatting with you guys about Patreon. If you have questions, you can call into my speak pipe. And that is Ileane.link/contact. And I'm going to put it in the chat. And of course, I'll put it in the description of this video, because I have a feeling that someone else has a question that they just didn't want to ask. You can call that in there. You can also download the Anchor app and call into my Anchor station if you want to do it that way. And then you can never know. You might end up being in the next episode of my podcast. So with that, Pam, you all right?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to search YouTube and find out why I violated this, got the strike.
Can you send me a screenshot of that over on Facebook, please?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. All right, and I hope that, you know, all your YouTube troubles disappear.
Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Okay, and you saw I tweeted you, right? Pam, I hope you saw that I tweeted so you could get some more views over there on your Tech Talk Live channel. Okay, thank you so much for coming, everybody, and I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next live stream or in the next video. Bye.